Welcome to Evening of Empowerment, the podcast for out-of-school time professionals, educators, and leaders who are passionate about growth, impact, and innovation in education. I'm your host, Richmond Brown, and the founder of Enrich by Richmond, where we're dedicated to inspiring leaders, elevating program quality, and creating enriching experiences for students and staff.
Welcome back to Evenings of Empowerment, where this episode will be igniting leaderships today and supporting you in elevating after-school programs and creating lasting impacts for youth you serve. I'm your host, Richmond Brown, and today we're diving into a deep conversation that is so crucial for leaders in expanded learning, innovation, and site culture. How do we create an environment where both students and staff thrive? How do we push beyond the status quo and create programs that inspire? And how do these two forces, innovation and site culture, intertwine to drive a high-quality experience for students from the K-12 all the way down, up to high school? If you're a leader, a site coordinator, or anyone invested in after-school programs or education beyond the bell, this episode is for you. So grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's talk about the future of expanded learning. Let's start with innovation. When we talk about innovation in after-school programs, we're not just talking about the fancy technology or trendy activities. We're talking about creative problem solving, thinking outside the box, and adapting to evolving needs of the students and communities we serve. Innovation means asking, how can we make this better? Instead of saying, this is how we've always done it. Innovation means using students' voice to shape programs. Are we creating spaces that truly reflect what they need and what they want? Innovation means being flexible, because the reality is what worked last year may not work this year or today. Think about it. The most impactful programs are the ones that are evolving, whether that's integrating STEM in ways that engage diverse learning, reimagining enrichment clubs to foster deeper student connection, or shifting behavior management approaches to be more restorative. Leaders must lead in innovation. And here's the kicker, and an enriched tip. If you're not innovating, you're stagnant. Now, let's talk about site culture, the glue that holds it all together. You can have the most innovative activities on the planet, but if your site culture isn't strong, those activities won't reach their full potential. Site culture is the heartbeat of the program. It's the vibes that the students feel. It's the vibes that the staff feel the moment they step into the program. It's the unspoken values, the leadership tone, and the way we handle challenges. So how do we build a thriving site culture? The tone of the leader, first off. How are you greeting your team and starting your day? Next, you want to think about clarity in your expectations. Are we all on the same page about the program's goal, the program structure, and how we're going to handle the behavior and our behavior expectations? Then you want to ask, strong relationships. Does our staff have a strong relationship with the students? While also thinking, do the staff and the students feel seen? Do they feel heard? And do they feel valued? Do they feel that the program is theirs? And then also you want to ensure that you have an empowered staff. Are you coaching your teams to own the roles? And are you allowing them space to be creative and innovative within them? When site culture is intentional and positive, students want to be there and the staff bring a positive and they bring their best energy. And when those two things happen, magic happens. So let's bring together innovation plus site culture, and let's talk about high quality programs. So when you bring innovation and site culture together and you have them work together, it creates a high quality program. It starts with the alignment. Innovation should serve the culture. If your culture is student centered, our innovation should enhance the student engagement. If our culture's value is growth, our innovation should provide professional development that are out of the box and also engaging for staff so that when they leave, they have something that they can bring back the next day that is so tangible but also impactful. One of the best ways to integrate innovation and site culture is by leading with intentionality. Ask yourself, what's the student's experience like at my site? If you had to have your students leave a Yelp review for your program, for your team, for the leadership, and also just the experience that they have in your program daily, ask yourself, what would they say? Next, you got to ask yourself, what's the staff experience like? As leaders, we have to be ever evolving. We have to be able to meet the needs of not just serving the students that are in our program, but also serving the team that serves us. And when you get into spaces where I am, you also have to think about the impact because, again, it's that heavy decision making. So you have to ask yourself again, what is this experience like for my team? And have them evaluate you the same way we have to evaluate them. I feel like, again, when you provide a whole 360 review for your team, it allows them the space to provide you feedback to say, hey, this is what I need. And so, again, as leaders in spaces, ask yourself, what is that staff experience? And finally, I would say for leading with intentionality, are we consistently creating spaces where everyone feels inspired to learn and lead? Are we creating those spaces for our teams to take those risks and really go outside the box and give them that permission, to really go? Because sometimes that's just what they need. They need to hear that advance. Go ahead and do it. I give you permission to, as long as it's not going to hurt anybody, go for it. And so again, programs that do that well don't just meet standards, they set a new one. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this charge, a call of action in so many words. This is our charge as leaders to cultivate innovation while building a strong site culture. So here's my question to you. What's one thing you can do this week to push innovation at your site? And what's one way you can strengthen the culture? Let's start this conversation. Share your thoughts with me on my social media on LinkedIn or email me at hello@enrichedbyrichmond.com. I want to hear from you and I want to hear what's working at your site. Before I close, I do want to send my deepest thank you, my sincere gratitude to each of you who listen. We have already hit 125 listens just within this first month with our podcast on platforms from Apple, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, and beyond, while also touching 5 countries from the United States, Germany, Russia, Canada, and Bermuda. I'm honored and I'm truly appreciative to you, and thank you so much for tuning into Evenings of Empowerment. Keep leading, keep innovating, and most importantly, keep showing up for our youth in powerful ways. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Also, remember to share this with your site coordinator, share this with your team, share this with the emerging leader, or anyone you feel that could benefit from this motivation. Have a great week and stay empowered.